Alright, we're gonna check out a Hammer Dance video here as well, as he made a video on Classic Plus, and this video, let me just bring you guys over. If I go over here, that should be the right one. Yeah, perfect. Classic Plus needs this, is the thumbnail. The title says, Blizzard needs to do this for Classic Plus to be good. I will say, I did see him upload this video, and take it down and re-upload it, so I'm betting there was an edit or something that was missing, but hey, let's check out the revised video. I did not see the first one, and also I have not seen any part of this video, by the way, so we're checking it out, first time, right here.
What's going on, guys, and welcome back to another video. So today I want to talk to you guys about something a little bit fun, right? I want to talk about the options that people have currently for Classic Plus, right? All these private servers. Obviously, Blizzard doesn't want people playing on private servers.
You want to talk about something fun, bro? Are we having fun now? Damn, dude.
But unfortunately right now we don't have a Classic Plus or anything like that for anyone to play on, right? I'm not going to show footage on here, you know, for other reasons, because
wait, you're not showing footage? No, bro. Oh, it's a classic walk and talk. Okay, let's go.
I really don't want to get a copyright strike or a ban, but I'm allowed to talk about whatever I want, right? So currently, we have three big options when it comes to Classic Plus private servers, and a lot of you in my comments, I know a lot of you are playing on them, right? Many of you, actually. Probably more than the people who are playing on official servers.
Oi.
So you have Epoch, you have Turtle WoW, you have Bronzebeard, or Warcraft Reborn, whatever we want to call it. Now, from my extensive research, I wanted to give my opinions and thoughts on each one of these options, right? So we're going to do a little bit of a walk and talk right now on official Blizzard servers, just to give you guys something to watch in the background as we start to talk about this stuff. So the first thing that I want to talk about is, I feel like Epoch is kind of the lower of all three of these right now, so we're not going to talk about that much. There's been a lot of, it was like cool when it first came out, and then people started realizing there really wasn't much new content in Epoch, right? So we're going to kind of leave that out of the equation, but we are going to talk about the Goliaths right now, which are Turtle WoW, Mysteries of Azeroth, and Bronzebeard or Ascension's take on Classic Plus, right? Warcraft Reborn, which just launched yesterday. So these two are vastly different from each other. Like, I'm talking extremely different, okay? Let's start off with Turtle WoW, right? Turtle WoW's version of Classic Plus, I think, is fantastic. And if I had to pick one for Blizzard to kind of mimic or even just copy to make their own version of Classic Plus, it most likely would be Turtle WoW. I think they did a fantastic job with creating new content set in the vanilla world. The game's pacing feels very vanilla.
I really agree with this so far, by the way. Like, I'm just gonna say my take here, and by the way, if you're watching this as a reaction video, it's probably on my second channel, so please subscribe if you haven't yet. Would mean the absolute would mean the world to me. But yeah, guys, I was gonna say, if they're making Classic Plus, which I bet they are, I would love to see Turtle WoW being the base of that, but I do believe they should take some additional stuff from both Epoch and Bronzebeard. So for example, I would love to see everything we have in Turtle WoW, and I would also love to see Undead Paladins and Dwarf Shamans, and I would love to see the whole immersive gear drops that a Bronzebeard has, which means if you kill a Scarlet Crusade mob, he drops Scarlet Crusade items. And I also want to see the World Forged items we have, which basically TLDR on that is you can loot a sword in the open world. Like a sword stuck in a stone, you pull the sword out and now it's yours. And you can even upgrade this item as you level. So you can find items just naturally in the open world, which makes you, instead of following a leveling guide like Rested XP or a arrow, just following the arrow, it makes you want to explore things. It makes you want to be observant while you're questing in the open world and look for objects around you. You want to look for a sword, a shield, a trinket, a ring, and you might, like, a cave you always skip. You might want to check out now, because in the back of the cave you suddenly find a weapon, or a shield, or anything useful. It just makes you want to explore, once again, and I feel like Classic WoW, a big part of the game is just leveling in the world, being in the world, and exploring the world.
But there's so much new stuff to see. You have additions like even just the radio that you could listen to while you're playing the game is just out of control and awesome. And maybe Blizzard could implement something similar to that, kind of run by like veteran players or mods or something in the community. Would be really cool. You know, do events maybe every Friday night. There's like some kind of DJ party where everyone hangs out in Goldshire, or I don't know, something like that would be really awesome. You know, the dungeons that Turtle WoW's team has put into the game really feel true to classic WoW. It feels, basically what I'm trying to say is Turtle WoW feels very vanilla, but with new content and refreshing. You don't feel like you're leveling through the same, you know, 1 to 60 that you've been playing for the past 20 years. Then we have Bronzebeard on the other hand, right? Now, Bronzebeard just launched yesterday. It's Ascension's version of Classic Plus, and, you know, Ascension's versions of WoW are typically a little bit more arcadey, a lot going on, a lot of crazy stuff, right? Yeah. Now, my experience, you know, watching this has been pretty much what I thought of it right from the beginning. However, I gotta say, the dev team over at Ascension is incredible. The world design, incredible. By the time, you know, you hit level 10, you've seen more new content than...
Afternoon, you're surprised. Good afternoon, man. I see OSRS is over for you. Wait, what do you mean, OSRS? I've never played OSRS. I would love to, though, but I think it's a major time investment. I've only ever played RuneScape for a total of probably 10, 20, or 30 minutes in my entire life, which is kind of, it feels bad, man, because I've been told it's a good game, and I would love to play the game more.
You can even handle. And it does fit the theme. It does feel like it belongs in vanilla. Now, Ascension, you know, Ascension's Bronzebeard or Warcraft Reborn definitely is on the complete other end of the spectrum from Turtle WoW, though. And let me explain. There are a crap load of new items, new systems. You're kind of getting slammed in the face with all of this stuff as you're leveling, which, if you're not looking for a vanilla Classic Plus experience, is pretty good, right? The best way I could describe it is, I feel like Bronzebeard, definitely fun. A lot of new stuff, really cool development. I mean, even in the human starting zone, having an underground spot with the new dungeon down there.
The graphics last night when the storm was, yeah, dude, yeah, yeah, it's over now. There's no storm, at least to my knowledge. Today when I woke up, there was like, yeah, no storm. Apparently though, even just 10 minutes away from where I live, literal houses were ruined by the storm. There was a garage that literally just flew away. It was like uprooted and flew away. Which is insane, like 10 minutes away from where I live. That is, yeah, the storm last night was a little bit insane.
Like, literally incredible development in world design.
Let me see here, surprise, I tried the new Ascension, but it's just a little bit over the top for me. I enjoyed the classless, but the Bronzebeard did not feel like Classic Plus. Yeah, that's kind of what I've been saying as well. Like, to me, it seems really cool, but it's a little bit much, and I don't like that it's being connected to... like, people now call this a Classic Plus, because they're using the Classic Plus name. But I feel like this is not what Classic Plus is like, if you ask me. I feel like, yeah, like, it's just... it's a cool thing, it's a cool idea, I love a lot of what they're doing, but it's more of a retail remix of Classic WoW to me, is what it feels like. They even have retail abilities, I mean...
It's more of, to me, it's more of a, if retail did a vanilla remix, it would be Bronzebeard.
That's a, yo, what? What? I just said that. Yo, what? No. Let me go back. There's no way.
To me, it's more of a, if retail did a vanilla remix, it would be Bronzebeard.
Okay. Nice.
There's just a lot. It's a lot going on, and for like the average classic player, I could see them getting very overwhelmed in Bronzebeard. Yeah. Nonetheless, very cool. They have some insanely cool features on there, like the immersive world, right? And let me explain to you guys what this is. I think this is hands down one of the coolest features, and Blizzard needs to look at this and potentially take this for an official Classic Plus or do something similar. Now, this means that whatever the...
and there's too much cash shop in it as well. Yeah, that's usually, for anybody who's in the private server scene, that's usually what Ascension is known for. I mean, I don't want to say it's what they're known for, but at the same time, it kind of is, man. Like, if you think about a pay-to-win private server, the first one that usually comes to mind will be Ascension to most people. So, yeah, I'm just gonna stand by it, bro. Whatever I just said, I'm standing by.
Mobs are that you're fighting, the weapon they're using, the gear they're wearing, that is what drops off of them. Okay, so you're doing the, the human starting zone quests, and the kobold workers have this cool, like, red glowing mallet. You keep fighting them, you kill a bunch of them, you get this drop of a level 3 green mallet, and it looks exactly the same as the one that they're wearing. You kill the Defias, they drop, a mask, not just the regular mask from vanilla, but a level 3 or 5 mask that you could now use at level 5 that looks like the Defias bandit mask. Really cool stuff like that. You're killing the kobold workers that they have a mining pick with, like, Rockbiter on it. They drop that. Like, it makes you want to fight all these different mobs in the world because you're like, I want to see what they drop. Like, do they drop that sword that they're wearing? That thing looks awesome. Like, imagine the possibilities leveling from 1 to 60 with that, right? These immersive gear drops. Aside from that, you're exploring, you see things glowing in the distance, sparkling at a little tent. You want to go over there and loot it because it's a sword stuck in the ground. You pick it up and it's a blue sword. You know what I mean? Stuff like that. Like, Bronzebeard knocked it out of the park with that kind of stuff. I think it's just absolutely fantastic. And I think that Blizzard can learn a lot from Bronzebeard and from Turtle WoW. Take maybe the best features of both and put their own spin on it for an official Classic Plus if that ever does come. But I got to give credit to these devs, man. The TWoW devs and the Ascension devs, like, you guys are top tier. And there's part of me that just wishes that Blizzard would just hire you guys or work with you guys, because I can see the passion there. I could see, like, it is insane what we are used to being in WoW and what actually can be in WoW. What Classic WoW actually could be. I feel like as Classic players, especially on, we're all official players, we are so conditioned to just accepting bare minimum.
Yep.
Not by any fault of anyone's, right?
Yeah, no, it is a fault of anyone's. It's a fault by Blizzard. They condition us to accepting whatever they put out, because that's what we get. They put out the bare minimum, and, like, here's Blizzard, right? They expect the maximum profits from minimum work, like minimum effort, maximum reward. And we are being conditioned to accept that. And people are becoming more and more accepting of it. And I get that he doesn't want to put the blame on people, but I'm putting the blame, on developers for doing this. They could have made a better product and given better updates and shown their love for the game, which they continuously not do.
Think it's the devs' fault. I think it's just, Blizzard's a big corporate company. There's restrictions, there's deadlines, there's timelines. What the game really could be, the TWoW devs and Ascension are showing that, and it really is incredible. A lot of incredible systems in both. The world design, I mean, like, you wouldn't believe what could actually be in vanilla until you see this stuff for yourself, and you're like, holy shit, like, this feels like old Blizzard made this. It feels like this was made back then, and it fits perfectly in the game. You know what I mean? So yeah, comparing the two, both very, very just insanely I guess, creative versions of Classic WoW. One on this end where it's way slower, feels like vanilla, but there's new content that really fits the world. On the other end, you have, Bronzebeard, like I said, way more fast-paced, based on Wrath of a Lich King talents, really insanely cool world design, the immersive gear drops, the high-risk PvP. That is something that I've wanted in WoW for a very long time, where if you flag yourself for high-risk PvP, you get all these buffs and experience buffs and all this. Mobs out in the world drop better loot, but if you get killed by another player, you drop a random piece of loot or gold or something, and they take it from you. Absolutely awesome way to play the game. And, like, the fact that you can toggle that on and off, very cool. I think Blizzard really needs to look into some kind of high-risk PvP for WoW in the future. I think it's fantastic. It's something that someone like myself would really enjoy, and you're not forced into it if you don't want to play like that. But yeah, again, Bronzebeard, definitely the more faster-paced option. Very cool Classic Plus type features with the new world design and all that stuff, the immersiveness of the world, you know, creatures and mobs out in the world having strengths and weaknesses to different types of abilities or magic or weapons. Very cool stuff. That's your fast-paced option. Turtle WoW's the slower-paced, similar to Classic, you know, vanilla option. And I think both of these dev teams have just done an incredible job. And I can't wait to see in the future what Blizzard actually does and gives us. And, you know they're watching, maybe even on these servers themselves, trying to figure out what people like, what people don't like. I'm sure it's a thing. Of course, this gorilla's going to attack me. We're going to just get rid of this guy real quick. Please go away.
I really hope that Blizzard are playing the server themselves, by the way, so they can realize, like, what they can actually do in the game, because they need to play to understand how good these things are. They can listen to YouTubers all they want, Twitch streamers all they want, but at the end of the day, they need to play to realize, like, how it feels.
Hey, sir. Please go away, sir. Thank you very much.
No problem.
And it's just interesting. I want to see what they do and pull from these servers, because, you know, I mean, that's what they're going to do, right? I mean, hands down, that's what's going to happen. But I'm curious, and I want to let, you know, you guys comment down below. Let me know your experiences, what you guys are doing. I'm trying to kind of shift what we've been talking about on this channel. I realize myself, I've been feeling a little bit negative, just because we haven't gotten any good news. Everyone's kind of stagnant. We're playing the same thing we keep playing over and over again every year. So I'm going to shift my focus more to just having fun here on the channel and having real discussions with you guys. I'm going to start putting out my TBC videos very soon. And that's going to be kind of the shift. I apologize to anyone who feels like the channel has been a little bit negative lately, but to be honest, that's really all that I've gotten to work with. And it's the only thing there is to talk about when it comes to Classic WoW. So we're going to try and shift a little bit into a bit more of a positive mindset and have fun. And if you guys want to support me even further, I stream on kick.com/hammerdance. I'm literally 7 points away from being able to apply for Kick Partner. So if you want to support me, drop a follow on there and tune in when we go live Monday through Friday at 8 p.m. Eastern. Sometimes we do a bonus Saturday stream like tonight. Saturday we will be going live as well, but our main schedule is Monday through Friday, 8 p.m. Eastern. So if you want to support me and help me push for Partner on there, it would be greatly appreciated. Drop a follow and tune in every night when we go live. But other than that, guys, subscribe to the channel if you love Classic WoW as much as me. But that's all I've got to talk to you guys about today. So thank you all so much for watching and listening in. I'll see you all
in the next one. Nice. That was a good video, by the way. Very good video. A classic walk and talk, if you would like that. I will say, by the way, on the whole shifting from negative to positive content, I think that's a good choice as a content creator in general, because the more you talk about negative things, the more you look for negative things as well in the game itself, and you just, like, you adopt a negative mindset and you become more of a negative person, which usually it's not great. Like, you want to enjoy what you're doing, right? And the more negative you are, the less you enjoy what you're doing. But I will say, only focusing on the positives kind of creates a false narrative of Classic WoW only ever being good and nothing ever being bad. So I personally like talking about positive things a lot. And then when there's anything negative that needs to be covered, I cover that. Because, like, I like having a realistic point of view on the game itself, and highlighting both the good and the bad, and everything in between. But either way, very good video.